It might have been 92 or 90 because that was before my time. So, yep, 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 yep. Oh, okay, I was in D.C. Okay, so yep, but I was just in Tennessee and saw Nancy. She lives out there now. Yep. Here we go. Y'all might want to go ahead and grab the, and we'll see how it goes, and you'll just listen along. Tell me when you got a little sound. Tell me when you hear something. Got sound? Okay. All righty, good folks out there. It is Wednesday all day long. This is On the Record with Brian Summers, and you're live right here, WSIC, out here on Radio Road. It is Wednesday all day long, and we are having a blast. So I hope you're out there. Drive safely going home, folks. I got to tell you, I have to say that to you. Don't leave little Johnny and Amy at school if you pick them up. You don't want to have dinner tonight? Guess what? We got a place for you to go. You'll hear all about that on this show, but we're going to hear some good, useful information. I've got two guests here joining me live here in studio, and both these gentlemen have their hair of all things. I'm the bald guy, and they got their hair. And, so if you're listening out there, you can get us on Facebook, on Twitter. You can get us LinkedIn and on Instagram, folks, and also on Apple Pay. They say if you can find us on Apple Pay, that's a good thing. So we're everywhere. That's how we do things around here in good old Statesville, North Carolina, my home county, my home city, and the greatest state. God shined his grace on North Carolina here today. So, but we do the sound off roll call for you. We say hello and good afternoon. If you're up there and you're in, we say first off, hello there, Love Valley, North Carolina coming in. Love Valley, Olin, Turnersburg, Harmony, Troutman, Mooresville, you got it, Davison, Cabarrus, Cornelius, Lake Norman. Good afternoon to you all, folks, and hello out there, Statesville, Salisbury, and Hickory, Taylorsville, and yes, South Wilkesboro. If that's considered a city, South Wilkesboro it is too. So anyway, we got reach. We hit 5 counties. That's what we do here at WSIC. News Talk, 1400 AM, 100.7 FM, 105.9. You got us on all those channels. It is On the Record with Brian Summers. Yes, the truly shined one with the good bald head here that God showed his grace on today. So here we are, and for a full hour, you're going to have me talking in your ear, and I hope to get you home safe, talk you into a good place that you'll be this Wednesday, and say a prayer for me as I'll say a prayer for you. But some news we're going to take care of before we move on to our guests, folks. Just a little different format we're doing. Let's get these birthdays taken care of. You know, I get birthday calls from people. They'll email me all evenings of the, shoot me emails. 2 in the morning, somebody, hey, you missed my birthday. So we're going to take care of this right now. Tracy Patterson out there. You're in Statesville, North Carolina. Happy birthday to Tracy Patterson. This is my classmate from Statesville High School. I won't say the year to make both of us really old or ancient, but she might get mad. But I want to say Sonia Tittle Sane. Hello, and happy birthday, Sonia. Happy birthday to you, Sonia Tittle Sane, class of 1989, Statesville High School. So anyway, love you, sister, and glad that you're doing well and fine. And then this is going out to the whole state of Texas, folks. Yes, we have folks down in Texas. It is Patrice Davis Morrison, her birthday. She is my sister, married to a good brother that I grew up with here. He's from right here. Might as well say they're family in so many ways because she is. But today is Patrice Davis Morrison's birthday all the way down there. She's from Tyler, Texas. If anybody knows where that is, you all may know Patrice Davis Morrison. But anyway, to the whole state of Texas, happy birthday, Patrice. We thank you. We love you. And I'm glad that you're taking care of my good brother for sure. Happy birthday to you. Another birthday coming up right here. We got Francesca Craig. Happy birthday to you. Joe Baglione, how in the world did you have a birthday on my timeline? And he has a show on the show, guys, called it's the Inside Biz with Joe Baglione. He's out of the Cornelius. The day is at Roscoe's birthday. And if we had a picture of him, you'd see him, and he's probably wearing the same suit he wore in 1984 with the Don Johnson mullet. That was him. And but I mess with him like that. But Joe Baglione from WSIC, it's his birthday. I don't know if everybody knew it was his birthday or not, but I knew it was your birthday. And boy, I should say the age that it says he is out there. It says 18 something, 79 maybe. No, just teasing. But anyway, happy birthday, Joe. God bless you. Love you, brother. Denise Hayes from Statesville High School, retired teacher over there. She's retired. Happy birthday to you. And then Donna Johnson. Happy birthday to Donna Johnson. She's also over in Statesville High School. She works in the guidance department with me over there. And happy birthday to you, Donna. And Bob Gurley. Happy birthday, Bob Gurley. I know his sister Khaki. And we got another here, Maury Bagley Smith. Happy birthday to you. And Lynette Elus. Happy birthday to you. And Kathy Webb. Happy birthday. Tori Davis. Nancy Boskoff from Washington, D.C. She from the Washington Center on internships up there at GW, Graduate School of Political Management. That's where I know Nancy from. She's an alumnus of that as well. And Derek Ford is a good brother. Happy birthday. So those are our birthdays. And then sitting right here in front of me, he just told me, he said his birthday was last Tuesday. And so, folks, you got to know who this man is here in this town. You're going to get and find out who he are. So I got my man Brian King on one side. Let's get them on so y'all folks see these handsome gentlemen. Brian King, and then you got Sean Nixon. Sean Nixon's birthday was last Tuesday, and I bet not anyone in this county shouted out you a birthday on the radio, did they? See there?
Not a single person.
And you come over to WSIC and you get love.
And it's the first thing I get.
Because we like people, despite what people think about Brian Summers. I do like people. I really do.
I appreciate it.
I just don't like a lot of people. No. But no, seriously, you know, I do. Happy birthday to you. A belated birthday.
Thank you.
And if you do like I do, I celebrate the whole damn month.
Anytime I get a chance.
So good deal. Well, happy birthday. Welcome to WSIC, Brian King and Shane Nixon. And so we're going to talk about what you guys are here to talk about. I'm going to let you talk. I'm going to be quiet and let you give all the stats and talk about the good stuff. But we just got a little news that we kind of need to get into. I call it kind of like paying the bills almost. This is kind of what happens in radio, give folks some idea of things that were happening right now. So what happened in Washington, D.C., they are 11 days from having a government shutdown. Looks like it's going to happen. 11 days. And, you know, I know that it's my party and we got a majority in the House of Representatives, but we can't seem to get the 218 votes to pass a continuing resolution to kind of keep the government funded and keep things going. But I'm going to take an issue a little bit, and I know some people are going to get offended, but that's what I do here every day on my show for an hour. I offend people, absolutely. But I got a problem when we spend trillions and trillions of dollars. We send money all around the world for stupid things. And in this country, what is being proposed are cuts to Medicaid, Medicare for seniors, folks, and Meals on Wheels program. Are you serious? I'm just going to say this. Are you serious? That's the best you can do is to cut Meals on Wheels for folks who worked their whole daggone life, retired, and they're upper in age, and they get a little help from Meals on Wheels. Let me tell you out there, Patrick McHenry, if you're listening, I'm going to call you out, yes. And anybody else that doesn't like it, I'm going to call you out too. Meals on Wheels, I have delivered some of those folks Meals on Wheels. It matters in these communities. It matters to these people. And if you can get back here to North Carolina long enough, Patrick McHenry, you ought to go out on a ride with some of these folks and deliver some of these to these conditions of these seniors. And you would not want to cut a dime away from a senior that's worked her life at 72 years old, and that's what she gets, that one little old plate of food once a day. And it's not even on weekends. So I say shame on anybody who wants to cut Meals on Wheels from those who need a little hand. These are not able-bodied working people who are taking a welfare handout. No, these are seniors, doggone it. And if you're going to pick on seniors, I feel the same way about you picking on veterans. That's just not what you do. And so you want to call Patrick Henry and tell him about it. I'm going to give you his number, and you can call him, and then you can tell him that I gave you the number to call him, 202-224-3121. That's the Capitol switchboard right there to his office. And you call him. You're from Statesville in Iredell County. You call him and tell him Meals on Wheels ought to be off the table. You can cut any daggone thing you want to out of the budget, but leave seniors and what they need to get by. Don't pick on old folks, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's a chump way of going out about doing things. And if somebody thinks I'm mad, I will get mad when you pick on the most vulnerable of our society. So that's the mean side of me coming out.
Can we say amen? Is that permissible?
You know, I'm sorry, but these are just things I got to kind of like do, which gets into the news side of things going on. And also on Capitol Hill today, too, Attorney General Merrick Garland went over to the House Judiciary, and they had a hearing, and they were talking about all the things that they think he is or isn't doing, and it was all about, about both sides taking political punches. I won't get in all that, but there was a procedural vote that was scheduled in the House of Representatives for tomorrow, and the House leadership canceled the vote. And I tell you, lesson 101, count your votes before you try to go have them. All right, this is Brian Summers on the record, WSIC News Talk.
100.7 WSIC.
And here we're back, folks, and I am sitting with Brian King and Shane Nixon here, and we're going to get right back into things here for On the Record here with Brian Summers. So these two gentlemen are here because there is an event coming up that they want to talk about and talk really a lot about and give us some good information, the stats and the history on it, and just why and how it's so daggone important. And I say daggone important because it deals with really trying to impact people's lives in a real sense and a manner. And I think it's a real serious issue. I know we were sort of laughing on the other side with birthdays, and people kind of heard my rant about what's going on in Washington. But on the more serious side, folks, you guys know things that are close to my heart. Children, literacy, and just being good people. Those are the three things closest to my heart. You want to get next to me, be nice to kids, hand a kid a book, and you'll always be in my good graces. But these gentlemen are here because they are representing the 6th annual Iredell Walk for Recovery. And that's taking place to celebrate National Recovery Month. That's the month of September. And you taught us something here because we hadn't had that happen out here just yet. But we got, somebody's getting a call. Hope that's not Debbie calling.
She's checking on us.
Oh, my gosh. Literally?
Yeah, no.
Okay, I was going to say, man, yeah, I don't want the wrath of Debbie on me. So you all know what that means, the wrath of Debbie.
Yeah,
There you go.
absolutely.
So the wrath of Debbie. So anyway, so talk to us about Walk for Recovery. It's going to be in the great city of Troutman, and so they've been good community partners on a lot of projects. But talk to us about September 30th. What's going to happen, folks?
Go ahead, Brian.
Go ahead, Shane.
Go ahead,
no,
Brian.
go ahead. Saturday, September 30th, as you mentioned, Brian, it's from 4 to 7. It's at Troutman ESC Park. And just a real quick overview, this is the 6th annual Walk for Recovery. I've been part of this since it actually started. And this is an opportunity for all the local service providers that work in the recovery field and to come together in one place, but also just a connection event to where we can bring folks together. We're going to share some recovery stories, and there's going to be free food and just a whole lot of stuff that's recovery oriented, but it's just a good time to come out and hang out. And then as far as recovery goes, if most folks are honest, they've got a family member, whether it be close family member or a distant family member that has been impacted by addiction and all the things that go with it. And this is an opportunity for just to get everybody connected, to see what's available locally, and just network, make connections, and just get everybody together in one place is probably the biggest thing.
So, Brian, one of the things that we don't do well as a society anymore is celebrate. When something really good happens, we don't celebrate it. Something really bad happens, we love to go at each other and make it a big deal. But what we're hoping to do with this event, and what this event has traditionally done, is spend a lot of time celebrating. So on the day, we'll have 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 people who have lived experience with recovery come and tell their stories. So here you got a band playing and everything's going well, and all of a sudden this person walks up and tells you this story that's heartbreaking. But at the same time it's heartbreaking, it's fantastic, because what you're celebrating is the fact that they've come out of that and they're no longer in a desperate, addicted situation. And so this is a time of celebration. Can I just read you the list of stuff we got going on?
Listen, absolutely. You guys are a guest here.
Good.
And so I do not want to have Debbie Page calling me. So, yeah, you don't have to ask me for anything. In fact, if you want, let me get you some water.
So here's what we got going on. Just listen to this list.
All right.
For kids' activities, we have face painting, balloon animals, a magician, poster art, playground, splash pad, a petting zoo, a photo booth. For entertainment, we have a live band, Lead Not Follow, the band Lead Not Follow.
Okay.
We have a dance troupe, martial art performances, and as Brian King alluded to, we have a walk. Literally, you can walk around to all the booths of all the mental health, substance misuse vendors, and you can collect a card. And on that card, they'll stamp it for you. If you get your card stamped from every vendor, you're eligible to win a prize. We have 4 prizes. Total of about $1,000 worth of merchandise to give away that day.
Okay.
So all that stuff to do plus free prizes should be enough, right, Brian? It should be.
It should be.
But if it's not,
all right,
we still got free T-shirts and free meal on the day.
Okay.
We're going to give you a free T-shirt, all who come, first come, first serve, and then we're going to feed you.
Okay.
I mean, that really ought to be enough, right? Everybody in Iredell County ought to be in Troutman on the 30th.
Yeah, 180,000 folks, right?
Something
That's
like
what
that.
Our population looks like.
We'll need a little help with parking if that many people show up, but
Right.
we'll be okay.
Right. So been around 6 years. How many of those do you all keep tabs on as far as people who have come through the program that you have assisted with, Brian?
Yeah, like I say, I'm a recovery pastor for Christ Church. I lead local Celebrate Recoveries in a couple of locations. And we have seen connections come out of there. We've actually had a few people we were able to get connected on site to treatment and recovery. And the biggest thing is just that network of support that folks so often need in recovery, that sometimes it's hard to take that first step. And what we want to do here is, if you can make the first step to the Walk for Recovery, and we will do everything we can to help you get connected to someone or agency there that can help you. And a lot of times it's just taking that initial step, and that's the whole vision of this. I was part of this in the first one, and it was, probably maybe 100 people tops, maybe
Wow.
not even that many. We had close to 700 plus there last year that came. So it's just the biggest thing is get everybody together in one place, and,
Right.
and you see how much support is available locally. It's almost, you kind of like, where'd all these people come from? But they've been here all along. It's just a fact that you get to see them all together.
Right.
And Brian, the stories are moving. Like, I don't mind admitting, last year I cried. We have 3 stories this year that probably will make you cry.
Yeah.
These are wonderful people who have gone on to great lives and who give back to our community in ways that people who haven't been through addiction don't even do, but they found a way to get through it, and when they've gotten through it, now they want to give back. And you really need to come and hear their stories, because it's great. I need to tell you, we aren't able to do all that without our sponsors.
Right.
I need to tell you who those sponsors are. So our platinum sponsors are the Drug and Alcohol Coalition of Iredell County, Foundation of Hope Ministries, ICGH Statesville, Partners Iredell Community Collaborative, PQA, Piedmont Healthcare, and Southern Family Medicine.
Okay.
Our gold sponsors are 5th Street Ministries, Iredell Free News, Iredell Statesville Schools, and NAMI, NAMI. Our silver sponsors are Addiction Recovery Medical Services, and our bronze sponsors are the Foundry House, Sawyer Insurance, and Turning Point Family Services. We want to say 1,000 times thank you to these folks, because we couldn't do this without them.
Well, let me ask you this question here. I mean, thanks for sharing who your sponsors are. What are you all, your experience, and you've been doing this as a recovering minister in that ministry, what are the hardest challenges in the technology age we have now with Facebook and all the social media, with how do people contact or find? Like, when I grew up here, you had the phone book. And in the first page in the phone book were all these resources you could dial to reach a for whatever was in the first page of the phone book. Yeah. And I'm just thinking now, what do you get people? Do you get referrals out of? If there's a clinic, is it can it be from law enforcement? Is it somebody's job? And how do they make that first step? A person who wants to say, I've got a problem, or does a family member commit somebody?
So one of the things we need to do is tell you the DACI website is www.d as in dog, a as in apple, c as in car, Iredell.com.
Okay.
If you go to DACI's website, you can go to the resources tab, and there's actually a downloadable format of a substance misuse resource guide. Okay. It's like the first page in the phone book, but it's specific to resources attributed directly to substance misuse.
Gotcha.
So either a person who says, I'm at the end of my rope and I need help, or a family member who says, I got a person in my family who's at the end of their rope and they need help, can download that resource, put their hands on it for free, and they can flip through it, and they can find everything from residential treatment, where they go in and they stay for a set period of time, to resources of how to pay for those kinds of things, insurance, mental health. It's all in one place right there on the DACI website.
Okay. So if you get a chance, text that to me or send it back over here, and we'll get that added on to the tab for this show.
Sure.
So when it runs, they'll find it right there, because I think that's a huge something very needed as to what I've got this, but where do I go? Who do I contact? How do I do it?
So to your point, we printed hard copies of I think it was 500, and they're all gone.
Oh, wow.
So that's how needed they are. We put them in doctors' offices and pharmacies and all those places, and people just literally come in and grab them in handfuls and pass them out.
So I know about the great work that takes place at Christ Church. Are there other churches that reach out to you, I'm particularly talking Shane, who have these ministries in their churches? Because, I mean, I was sitting in a group, and there were 3 or 4 people that talked about you and what Chip are doing out there. Yeah. I mean, and you know, I mean, serious. And so it just, I wanted to know where else is this, and our transportation. Oh, man, sure. I'm on a break here. Sorry. We'll get back after the break. We're about, yeah, we have technical issues happening here, folks. It happens sometimes.
500. Again, that number is 704-500-9000.
It's back, and it's better than ever. The WSIC Community Yard Sale. Sell your stuff October 28th as we bring back the legendary Community Yard Sale. Visit WSICnews.com/yard sale. Get your spot today.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Hello, friends. This is Dwight with Gullion's Christian Supply and Homeschool Headquarters, inviting you to join the Gullion family and staff in praising the Lord for 30 years of providing you with trustworthy and inspiring books, Bibles, music, gifts, and supplies. We so appreciate your support and friendship over all these years. With locations in King and Statesville, North Carolina, visit us again soon for encouraging fellowship and essential provisions for your Christian life. Gullion's Christian Supply and Homeschool Headquarters, where the Bible stands.
Call now to speak with Brian Summers at 844-STUDIO-4. It's On the Record on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
All righty, folks. Sorry about the technical difficulties we had there, folks. It's sometimes it happens like that, but I'm still joined here by my guests, Brian King and Shane Nixon. Shane Nixon is with DACI, and that's the Drug Alcohol Coalition of Iredell County. There we go.
Brian. Good job.
And then I'm with the great Brian King, and he is a minister of all things, I almost want to say, out at Christ Church, but he's associated with the recovery program, and so doing good works in our community. And I really am really impressed and glad to have these guys on. Again, this is Celebrate Recovery. It's the month of September. It's designated, and we really have to talk about people getting their lives together, turning that curve. I think we've all had a turning curve in our lives, and so I think it's very, very important when we talk about substance abuse. I don't know if that's the term people still use or not to talk about it, because substance abuse can be so broad, whether it be alcoholism, painkiller drugs, or chemical drugs. I guess I don't know what you call chemical drugs. Is that cocaine? That's marijuana. I don't know. Well, now marijuana is legal in some states. So is that the medicinal purpose? I mean, I don't mean to make hay of it, but I mean, it's just so much out there and going on. But
the water is not as clear as it used to be. It's not as easy to understand. They do prefer the term substance misuse now as to substance abuse, and it speaks to the larger picture, to your point, Brian, of it's not just drugs that we abuse, it's drugs that we misuse. So even if it's medicinal, it can be misused. If it's your prescription and I'm using it, that's misuse.
Sure.
DACI is the Drug and Alcohol Coalition, Iredell County, as we said, and our goal is to bring people together in multiple sectors of the community. So that's everything you can imagine: education, law enforcement, business, and faith-based community, which is where Brian King and his group comes in over at Christ Church. I'll let him tell you about a couple of things we do with them.
Yeah, and most people may not have even heard of DACI or knew it existed. This has been, how many years? I've been part of it for like 7 or 8. How many years?
It's been a while. It's been under a couple of different iterations.
A couple of different
itself.
things, but it was one thing that's fortunate here is this is just a healthy group and it's a healthy organization, and brings everybody together in the county that is for recovery. And where I plug into it is a faith-based community, and if you're a faith partner listening and you want to be connected to this, please reach out. We'd love to have you at the table.
Third Monday of every month.
Yeah, third Monday of
Free
every
lunch.
month, and you get lunch.
That's right.
And they usually do a good lunch. So, but come check it out, and we'd love to have you at the table because just recently, as of part of the last month was Overdose Awareness Month, so we did a overdose vigil. For the second year, we partnered with DACI, and we held that at the church and in conjunction with Celebrate Recovery folks on Thursday night. So we actually had an opportunity for some folks to share some testimonies. And then we we're fortunate to have a real nice patio, so we moved outside to the patio and had like a little get-together and like a networking event to where folks could share and just talk a little more. And, there's folks there struggling with grief for the loss of a loved one, and then there's also folks that have recovered and actually survived overdoses and are in the process of rebuilding their lives. So those folks are actually able to connect in a healthy way and talk through things and actually bring awareness to it. And it was just that's become really one of my favorite things that we do outside of the walk to recovery and all but that one's growing because it's the second year that we've done it, and it's just I get a lot of feedback from the patio time and the folks talking and sharing, and it's just really a good event.
So at that event last Thursday night, we had a young lady speak, and when it was during her speech, the church stood and cheered for her, and it was over, and I'm talking to her, and I told her how good of a job she did because she was really good. And she said, I said, I noticed you got emotional. And she said, I never had people clap for me before.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Brian, I'm not faking it. That gets me.
Sure. I mean, if you think about it,
everybody ought to know what it feels like to be clapped for.
To be celebrated.
Right.
Yeah. That's why we call it Celebrate Recovery. It doesn't say gloom, despair, agony on me. It says Celebrate Recovery.
True. Exactly.
We
And
celebrate it.
And Brian, I'm going to ask this huge favor, and I don't know how we missed, particularly, this station, Overdose Awareness Month. Whenever you have anything going on,
that was
know that you have a door opened here. I can say on this show and at this station here, WSIC, on the Rick Brown, you have a door open here to this awareness, suicide prevention, overdose, substance abuse. All these things make us a much better society, and it helps us make us stronger. It connects us. Because what you guys are doing, the information you're sharing, somebody's listening and saying, I've got a resource now. Yeah. I can put this down, pick up the phone, or reach out to a friend that's going to change my life and impact just that alone.
Well, thank you.
So can we do a little teaser?
Well,
so last year,
if I told you no, if I told you no, would you do it anyway?
Yeah. I just called Debbie, and you have to deal with her.
Oh my goodness! I'm more afraid of her than I am of her husband. Okay.
So DACI is the Walk for Recovery is something we're really, really proud of. Let me give the details again. September 30th, 4 to 7, Troutman's ESC Park. Free everything. Come out, be a part of it. You heard the list of sponsors. But we're also putting together events. And you said something when I walked in, Brian. You said you remembered us talking about last year's the Know event in February.
That's right.
I'll tease this. We don't have all the I's dotted and T's crossed, but we have an event that's probably going to be bigger than last year's event. A speaker that's probably going to be as good as last year's speaker, set to come to Statesville this February. Okay. So we'll come back on the show and give some more information about that.
Only if you pray that I'm still here.
I'm praying.
All right. Okay, good deal. Good deal. Well, you're more than welcome. And I do remember, it was so neat to really hear, and the fact that you were going to these schools talking about this in such a way. And so I always say that when good people are doing good things, you never forget it.
That's right.
And I can say that you, Shane, what you were doing last year and what you continue to do is that, and Brian, I have been over to Foundry House on Meeting Street. Pastor Chip took me by there, and I got to see it. And so, again, when you're doing good things for the right reason, it can only grow and get better.
Yeah. And Brian King talked about a minute ago how people come together. It's been wonderful to build a relationship with somebody like Brian to be able to say, hey, here's a place where our organizations sort of come together. and what we're able to do more. And that's, again, what the Walk for Recovery is. It's a chance for these organizations to come together and be out there on a Saturday morning, and we're not even going to talk about the rain date because it's not going to rain.
I think I used all my chips on the fair, so
Okay.
to make sure we did not have any rain during the entire fair week, and we didn't. But yeah, so that's great stuff, and I appreciate you guys coming in here, and to Debbie, I'm not scared of you, Paige. Who,
Debbie, I didn't say that.
Who arranged this? We thank you too. So but all in good, and I we are about building bridges. That's what we should do. And I've committed with this show to make it. Oh, somebody's calling. It might be Debbie Page calling.
If it is, I'm not here.
Hold on. You're on the record with Brian Summers, Brian King, and Shane Nixon.
Well, hello, Brian, and Shane. This is that girl Hope calling in. I've been trying not to hog the phone, but I'd like us to cut to a little bit of a chase. I do appreciate what these gentlemen seem to be offering to the community. Obviously, it's a no-brainer on that. But I'm hearing end of the rope. I think what we need is a little bit more of beginning of the rope for some people. One of the best steps I've found with me, and when I had my struggle with alcohol, I first discovered, since I had a relative die once a year, I kept starting over the morning process, and I ended up pain drinking. And when I analyzed it, I realized, am I addicted to the alcohol, or am I addicted to knowing how I'm going to feel? So if you teach people, you're addicted to knowing how you're going to feel. So, like you said, misuse. I know if I do X and so, it's going to feel like that.
Right.
We're going to hope it's something that is not addictive or bad for you. I still got my coffee and my cigarettes. I'm sorry. But, and in the end, I believe that addiction sort of is also born of affliction. If you get afflicted so much, or the trauma, you're like, how can I solve this? The person's solving. I mean, I literally, in my beginning of drinking, I had insurance, great job, and I'm like, they say, what you're feeling is behind your drinking. And I only drank like, 2 beers every other day or something then, right? I'm like, what? But they say, what's your feeling behind that? And this is before I had dawned onto this, addicted to knowing how you're going to feel.
Good deal, Hope. We got a break. I'm sorry to cut you
really
off.
Quick.
I'm on a break now.
WSIC.
All righty, folks, back on this side. Sorry we had an abrupt break that kind of came in, so we are on the phone with Hope. I hope you're going to still be hold on and give us a call right back. So here you are, Hope. Just hold with us here. Good afternoon. You're on the record with Brian Summers and Brian King and Shane Nixon.
Well, hello back, gentlemen. The end of my little thingy, and that was that when I reached out early, I was literally told I wasn't sick enough at the time. You see? So if we keep talking end of rope, we can head stuff off to the past. The simple best first step is helping people realize they're addicted to knowing how they're going to feel. So go for a jog because when you're done, you're going to be hot and sweaty. You know what I mean? It's simple stuff like that helps. It's meeting people where they're at. And there's so many people out there trying to handle it on their own at the beginning. I lucked out, and because of the grace of my hard work with myself and my friends and family and just outreach conversations like this can even help someone. You may never meet them, but you certainly might have changed a mind.
Sure.
And I just, that's all. It's a perception thing, and I just thank you for being an outlet for people. And just everyone should know you don't have to wait till you're at the end of your rope. If you've got any inclination, reach out.
Hope, that's a great point. I think it's important to know that DACI works in both prevention and recovery. We're talking specifically about recovery today because we celebrate that with the walk, but it is a really good point that if you can get to it in the prevention stage, it's much, much better for everybody. And good luck to you on your continued journey.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, because it's really slippery because you think you're helping yourself, and it's just not. So thank you for the help that you do give the community, gentlemen, and have a great day, everybody.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, Hope, thank you for being such a loyal listener and participating, and thank you so much. And sorry we got cut off before. All righty, good deal. Well, look, calls like that, real life folks who've experienced and walked the walk and went through some things really matter. But I think we three of us, when we were talking during the break, I surely, if I had three wishes, one would be that there's a real lifeline that somebody can pick up a phone or go online and reach a live person, and somebody is at the end of that can hear, they can talk to immediately. I think so. I mean, and maybe, that is just an awesome, or maybe have set hours in which counseling is available that if you can call and all that kind of thing.
One thing that Iredell County is doing that's really, really cool is putting what they call peer support specialists. So EMS is doing a really good job of this. Shout out to Blair Ritchie and her folks. They're putting people who've been through it on the buses that go and do the things and with the people in their cases so they can talk them through it because they've been where they are. And I think that's important. That can help. Yeah. And if you could staff that number you're talking about with some of those folks who've actually been through it, I think it would make a significant difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And the EMS folks are just, I know all of them, and they're just some outstanding folks that work very, very hard when someone's in front of them to do everything they can to get them where they need to be to get some help.
And big shout out, one of those EMS folks, I'm just saying,
that
might be one of our stories.
You might hear one of the stories.
You might hear one of their stories.
You might hear one of them share if they walk for recovery.
Well, a big shout out to all EMS, first responders, and those who I say, they put on a uniform, and whatever uniform you're wearing, you step out to do that. It's a huge task. And so you can never say thank you enough when you get a second chance in life. And sometimes it is just that person who is that responder through their training that is there to help you do that. And the good Lord giving us and some and everyone a second chance. So, but thank you, gentlemen, so very much.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah, we appreciate being here.
Yep. And so the website one more time.
www.daci, D-A-C-I, and then that's REDELL.com, DACIIredale.com.
DACIIredale.com. And Brian.
And then Celebrate Recovery happens Thursday night, Christchurch, Highway 115, meal at 6:30, large group at 7. And then if you're looking for something to do, September 30th, the Walk for Recovery from 4 to 7 at Troutman ESC Park.
Very
Come
good.
check
Very
it
good.
out.
Now, here's
Lots of free stuff.
Here's what's funny. When Brian came through the door, first thing he said was, "How long are we gonna be here?" And I said, "Oh, not long." Is he ready to run out the door right away? Now he's like, "Well, we're gonna come back again." When we're gonna come back again?
Trying to gauge how much we
yeah.
were gonna talk.
And Brian, I appreciate you
How
opening
condensed.
your show to stuff like this.
Not a problem.
Really
We
good.
are here again to build bridges. That's what we should be doing. We are a community focused radio. That's our commitment here to re-engage and become it. We're Statesville's oldest radio station, and we're going to take our rightful place in doing so, building bridges to the community. That's what we're supposed to do. Information, good information, credible information, and standing up, standing on the Word of God, and not backing down from that. We don't have to hit you over the head. We just got to put it in your hand and put it in your heart. There you go with it. So, but anyway, good stuff. Thank you, gentlemen, so very much.
Thank you again.
We're going to hang here for a moment. We've got some things that we typically do here, as we got about 7, and you all can chime back in too as well. So they're not going anywhere, folks. They're still going to be here. 704-873-1400, 704-873-1400. You can call up, talk to Shane Nixon and Brian King. I'm a Brian too, spelled the same way, but my last name isn't King, but you got a cool last name there, Brian King.
A pastor whose last name is King.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about that.
Yeah, and he's got all his hair, So all those things, I'm like, oh man.
You got to hear him preach, man. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Not me.
Okay. All right. Well, good deal. Well, that's an open invitation there,
Yeah.
folks. So you need somewhere to go. But also, I'm glad you all said September 30th, because in that morning of September 30th at 8:30 in the morning, folks, in our community at Statesville High School, it is the Pregnancy Resource Center. It is Walk for Life. They have the Life Walk 2023 at Statesville High School at 8:30 in the morning, and it's from 8:30, and the walk starts at 9, and it's over 11. Get a free T-shirt, and that's put on by the Statesville Pregnancy Resource Center here at WSIC. We're partnering with them. This show particularly is doing a $1,200 commitment, and then WSIC is matching that. So for a total of $2,400, I did learn to count. Nothing else in school, folks, but that's what that comes to, and that's going out to Statesville Pregnancy Resource Center, Victoria Miglin, and Carrie Jenkins over there do a fine job. Life matters. Life is important. People have options and choices, and I know that. And so, but at the end of the day, it's life that's what matters. I'm not so much interested with how or what, when, and where. It's just that where you're going the next day and how you're going to get there. So life matters, and that's the Statesville Pregnancy Resource Center. And so we're partnering with them for that same day, September 30th. So you can have, they've got food and things like that going on early in the morning too. So you can do the walk over there, but then you also go down to Troutman at the end of the day from 4 until 7 and check out what's happening down there, right?
So you can go get free food in the morning, skip lunch because you're doing all the walking, and then come in the afternoon and get free food again.
And hear good music.
It's like covered all day.
2 free T-shirts.
Yeah, right. 2 free
Come on,
T-shirts.
what in the world else you want, man?
Oh, my goodness. 2 in one day, yeah. So Troutman and Troutman and Statesville has it all covered there on the September 30th. But that's good stuff. Very, very good. So anything else you guys want to chime in and share? And what time does your church meet on Sundays?
We do a 9:50 and 11:15.
Okay. And I've been, so I do know that they do preach the Word of God there, and so no question about that. And shout out to Chip McGee, a.k.a. Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, I heard Chip did a rap when he was here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, did he?
I think you should call on Brian to do one today.
Oh, well, I don't know. Chip walked in here, and he was banging
me.
Tupac, and I was like,
Oh,
whoa.
my goodness.
Goodness gracious. So it was really, he has to tell you that whole story. But it
Note
was
to
good.
self, ask Chip about that
Yeah,
later.
right. Yeah. Tell us about your hip hop side in this 50 years of hip hop. Yeah, the hip hop minister. Right there we go. He's gonna call and want to do a show on that alone. But good deal. Well, these gentlemen have been great. And if somebody wanted to find out where Dackey's located, it is
Our offices, we have 2, one in Mooresville on Main Street across from Whataburger.
Okay.
And then we have an office at 5th Street Ministries
Okay.
at the homeless shelter there.
And are there any times that somebody can show up?
It's easier if you just email us. Go to the website. All the emails are there. Mine and Kristen, our program coordinators, are there, and you can find out a telephone number that'll get us. We don't usually give out a telephone number because those are mobile numbers, but you can go on a website and get one, and you can find out where and when we need to be. And we try to go to where people need us as opposed to asking them to come where we are. Good deal.
One last thing I can add. Yesterday I was talking about the deficit in the country, not to change the subject over a little bit, had went up to $33 trillion. The U.S. deficit yesterday hit $33 trillion. And I predicted and said on the show the next time that the Fed met, they were not going to raise rates. And sure enough, the Fed met today. Zero going up on the rates. It's going to be still high, 22%. That's huge. But I'm so glad they did not raise interest rates. They felt like, the job markets are sort of slowing down a little bit, but the economy is still very sluggish. I know people are saying, what's happening, what's going on. We got some work to do, folks, to get our economy straight, try to get our country back on the right track. So I say keep praying, hold your elected officials accountable, whether they're in D.C. or Raleigh or city council in Statesville or county commissioners in Iredell County. Hold them accountable, folks. They got your vote, and if you didn't vote for them, you're still accountable because you should have voted. That's the way I look at it and say it. Also, Pharaoh's Parenting, which I'm a part of the board, is having a golf tournament down at Trump International, folks. And so just something to say that our commitment to Pharaoh's Parenting, which is stop child abuse and neglect. That is what we are all about doing. Educate you not to hit your kid, not to neglect your kid, but look out for children, keep them safe. Children are innocent victims in our society. They matter, and so that's what we do. Try to keep them safe. But join me tomorrow. It's Wednesday, so I'm going to get out of here, head down to Randy's Barbecue, because that's WSIC night at Randy's Barbecue, 6 o'clock. Meet you over there. 5 free banana puddings, folks. First 5 people through the door say they heard it on WSIC. That's what you get. You get 5 banana puddings at Randy's Barbecue. First 5 people through the door, you say you heard on WSIC, you will get a free banana pudding. Compliments of WSIC at Randy's Barbecue down there in the corner of Front Street and Salisbury Road. Going to see Wendy and Candace, everybody down there, Colin and Olivia and all the girls, and Colin's a guy, and they'll take good care of you down there, okay? So that's Randy's Barbecue. It's Wednesday night. That's WSIC night over there. So come on by, stop by, check us out. We'll be there smiling. And then also happening over at the old courthouse at 6:30, there is a candidates forum for city council races going on here in Statesville. I can announce that and say that races are in 1, 4, and 6. So if you want to figure out who's going to be on your city council next year, come by, hear what they have to say, meet them and greet them and all that good stuff. But most of all, go out and vote for somebody. So that's the one civic thing you can do. You can't complain if you don't vote, folks. And I encourage you to go